let's talk about using scissors. It's super, super, super important that we use scissors in a safe way. If I notice as a class we're not being safe with scissors, I just won't put them out for you to grab yourself. You'll have to ask me to get them. And that goes for every material in the art room. If you show me that you can be safe and be respectful of the materials, you can use them whenever you want and get them whenever you want. But if it's something that we're not respecting, then I will have to put it away and you'll have to ask me to get it for you, which is kind of inconvenient. So make sure you are being safe and respectful with the materials. This is where the scissors are going to be located. We have 3rd through 5th grade scissors, and we have kinder through 2nd grade scissors. Safety tip number 1. Not a tip actually, safety rule number 1. When we are carrying scissors, we always carry it with the blade in our hands. Always carry it with the blade in our hands. We want to make sure as much as we can that the tip isn't poking down. The reason that we hold the scissors in our hands is so that we don't trip and hurt ourselves or someone else with the blade. So if we're carrying it like this and the blade is still showing, that's still not safe. You want to make sure the tip of the scissors are covered by your hands. This is the safest way to carry scissors. I should never, ever, 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 ever see you carrying scissors in any way other than this. Also, when we're carrying scissors, we are always walking. Always. Always walking. We're not skipping, we're not jumping, we're not dancing, we're walking. When I come over to the scissors area, I'm gonna decide which one I'm supposed to be using. I'm gonna pick that scissor up and I'm just gonna carefully walk back to my desk. When I'm using scissors, I always wanna make sure my thumb is in the smaller hole and my fingers are in the bigger hole. And your thumb always goes on top. I'm not gonna cut like this. Ooh, this looks weird. How am I supposed to do that? If it feels weird, it's probably wrong. So thumb is always facing up. So my thumb is on top, my fingers are on the bottom, and I'm opening and closing. If you're left-handed, same thing goes. Now, when I'm cutting, this hand and the paper is what moves. The scissors do not move. All they do is open and close, open and close, open and close. So, open, I'm closing it slowly. I'm moving the paper with this hand. I'm opening it and I'm slowly closing it. As I slowly close it, I'm moving the paper. Opening it up, I'm gonna get the paper deep inside the blade. And I'm closing it. It's a lot harder when you're cutting up here as opposed to deep inside the blade. So for example, if I cut like this, it's gonna take me a lot longer and my cut's not going to be smooth. I'm gonna have a lot of scraps. So I'll show you that one more time. I'm having a really hard time trying to cut on the lines as well if I just use the tip. Now, if I use the deep part of my scissors, I open it nice and wide and I close. Again, notice my scissor hand is not moving. It's just opening and closing. My scissors are not moving. My hand and the paper are moving. My other hand and the paper are moving. So I'll show you one more time. My scissors aren't really moving. They're just opening and closing. My paper is what's moving. When I'm cutting a circle or a shape, I like to cut around, a rough cut around it to make it easier for me to hold. Then when I cut, it's much easier for me to hold it with my hand and rotate it to make it a nice round circle.